Okay, we are live. Apologies for the mess up on time and everything. As I was telling the guys before we went live, it's Christmas season here. We're 4 or 5 days from Christmas, and we usually have confessions leading up into that. So I thought I was supposed to be in the confessional from 5 to 6 our time. Long story short, it was 4 to 5. Throwing the Christmas party. We're here now. So welcome, guys. How are you?
All I can say, Ford, is if it took you an hour, if you had to be in a confession for an hour, you must have had a lot to confess.
Not me. No, it's listening to people.
Yes, I am aware.
But yeah, it's people kind of wonder. I'm not going to break the seal or anything, but
yeah,
I mean, it's not as exciting as people might think it is. It can be a very frustrating part of my job as a priest because I mean, we're hearing so much stuff. And it's just kind of like nonstop over and over and over for almost an hour constant of just listening to the struggles that people have. And I mean, and it's a joy. It's a joy as a priest to be able to forgive sins, but at the same time to carry that baggage.
Yeah, I should imagine. Yeah.
Is somebody making something? What's that noise?
Not me.
Give me a second.
Someone's got the washing machine on.
Oh no, it does sound like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's probably air conditioning. It was Alex.
Interesting.
So I got the trailer pulled up.
I hear everybody's been hit on that because Warner Brothers does that.
Everybody's been hit on it?
That's what they were talking about on FNT. They said that everybody's getting like whatever the slang word is for getting hit on it. But
I think it's crazy when they do that, even if you're criticizing something, because
they did it frame by frame and they talked about the trailer because everybody's seen the trailer. So
I still think that looks like he's in a footprint.
I thought the same thing. It looked like a big hand, the way the snow had like someone had pushed him down into it or stepped on him,
or gorilla's footprint or something.
Oh.
That costume sucks.
Doesn't have the ability to hurt him, does he?
It's already. There's never going to be a good one.
Sucks.
There's never going to be a good costume.
Well, he's bleeding.
Sorry, was that?
What did you say?
I said the costume sucks.
Yeah.
Big time. The question is, how does someone like James Gunn not know that the costume sucks? Therefore, he's not very good.
Well, that's an opinion. I don't think it sucks. I think it's average.
No, it sucks, man.
I mean, it looks like when remember Superman. What was it, 3? When he got drunk and went off into the fight with himself. He was all dark. Yeah. He looked like dark Superman been flicking peanuts at mirrors all day.
That's what the S stands for. Sucks.
I was just saying, right, that if you look at Chris Reeves, remember that scene where he comes through Lex Luthor's door and he pushes the door and then he says, Otis, take the man's cape. When you see that shot of Chris Reeves in that costume, it's Superman right across the board. That's the benchmark. This guy looks like someone that I know a couple of doors down from me who went to a cosplay or thing. That's what it looks like.
Then got beat up for dressing up.
I guess as an optimist, I'm like, I think it could be worse. They could have been worse.
No, we look. If you give a starving man a cracker, right, they're going to think it's the best meal ever. And this is what you guys are doing. I will not put up with this nonsense. The costume is shit. I'll
let it go.
The casting is terrible. The casting is terrible. And this guy doesn't look like a Superman. He looks soft. That's Hollywood's MO. Even Lois Lane, even what she was wearing.
I like this Lois Lane. I mean, she looks like.
What is she wearing? What is she wearing? She's wearing a man's gear. Come on.
Now, hold on. Lois Lane didn't run around in skirts, and that
That's not what I'm saying.
In comics,
in the comics, she did.
Okay,
yeah, but
just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. When you see Margaret Kidder play Lois Lane, her hair is really well done. It's all nice and shiny. Yeah. She's wearing something feminine. What is this woman wearing? It doesn't even look like they put a comb in her hair. Come on. Are you not seeing it?
Yeah. She doesn't know what she's doing. She brushed her hair and walked out the door.
I don't disagree with you, but I would mildly counter that by saying that yes, but when the comics first came out and when the Superman the movie came out, that was how people behaved in the workplace. These days, if this is
that's irrelevant. This is a movie.
Yeah, Yeah,
This
no,
is a
all I'm,
movie.
yeah, I'm not. I agree with you entirely. I think she doesn't look particularly feminine. They don't. But I'm just saying that if this is set modern day, that is perhaps slightly more understandable. But I agree with you. Yes, she
It's a
doesn't look particularly feminine.
fantasy. It's
Yeah.
a movie. Come on, what are you talking
was-
about here? You know, this
Not
is
a fan of
ridiculous.
the house.
I'm not a
Doesn't
fan
look
of
like
Jonathan Kent. Looks like he ate too many donuts. Come on,
Well,
what is going on
that
Well,
house
here?
isn't
doesn't
there-
make- that
Gary,
house doesn't
I think
make any
Gary
sense.
said it looked like Harvey Feinstein.
The casting is stupid. This guy doesn't look. He looks soft. He's not a manly man like Chris Reeves. Can you not see what they're doing here? You guys must be blind, man. You can't see what's going on here. Come on, come on.
Or maybe it's the other way.
It's not. It's not the other way. You know it. You know it.
Oh, I'm due for a
I
night
don't
check.
think he's soft. I think when you're comparing Superman to Henry Cavill, it's when you're comparing this actor to Henry Cavill, it's like there's no comparison. Henry Cavill isn't a
Absolutely.
nut.
Yeah.
But I take it in to be this way: the Superman's muscles were never really based on how much muscle he had. It was based on the radioactivity in his body from the yellow sun and yada yada yada. So he really didn't, to me, and I didn't read DC until Rebirth. I need to put that out there like an asterisk.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
So all this stuff, I tell you what, I'm at the biggest advantage right now because I can watch all these movies and go, yeah, that works. You know, it's
It's all right. Yeah, I've
always thought Superman is he was a radioactive monster where he didn't have to have muscles. That everything within him was more of a supernatural power, but not supernatural. It wasn't based on how much muscle. he
Justin
had.
would be able to affirm this, and I think Ian knows too because
What's that?
we've talked comics in the past. But Superman is probably my favorite comic. I have like 6 short boxes from the late 50s to the 80s. I have the whole Superman family run, which was after they ended Jimmy Olsen's and Lois Lane's comic. They merged it into the Superman family. So, I mean, I have probably 90 Lois Lane comics. I have about 100 Jimmy Olsen.
some of us remember Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes.
And I have some Superboy, too.
Do you know what? Right, seriously though, what's his name? Jonathan Kent's meant to inspire his son, right? And being overweight and looking like that, it's not much of a inspiration. If you look at all the other people that played Jonathan Kent, you had Ford, who was like this big movie star in the 40s and the 50s. You had Kevin Costner, who, when you look at him, it's Kevin Costner. Right? You had the guy from Dukes of Hazzard.
I was going to say, you have
Yeah,
Bolu.
but what about the guy that
Bodu.
played Lois and Clark? That guy was kind of a little big.
Yeah, but it was Lois and Clark. Wasn't
Is it canon that his dad died of a heart attack?
Yes.
Comics,
Yes, it is, yeah.
So this man looks like he's going to die of a heart
I
attack.
know everybody says that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Unless the diabetes gets him
I
first.
can't remember.
Diabetes. Maybe they're looking down where his feet used to be.
But it's just like the young kids that are going to be watching this, especially young kids like 7 and 8, and they watch this. They're meant to be inspired by everyone that's on the screen, and you've got this overweight guy, and you're thinking, well, what? Do you know what I mean? Look closer at this trailer. That's all I'm saying.
He does not look like a working farmer.
Well, actually, he does.
Yeah, but
I tell you
the
what,
comic,
being from the Midwest and having farmers in my family, although I never farmed, I can tell you that this is about what they look like after they're too old to be farming. They're just, because once you've ridden the tractor all day and then you sit around,
Yeah, fair point.
yeah, but if you remember the
there's
comic,
not a lot of muscular farmers except for the kids who throw the hay bales all day long. The dads usually look about like that.
he ended up having a hardware store in some of the later comics.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
That'd be a
Yeah,
good
I got-
combination in life, to make to shore up the money for the farm, have a hardware store in town.
Why would you go to the 52 though? If you're going to make Superman, why would you go for inspiration for the 52? Why don't you just go back to the original? I mean, like when Tim Burton made Batman, he didn't go back to the 60s Batman, did he? He went back to the original, which is the dark thing. Go back to the original of Superman. Give him his original costume. Why have we got this nonsense on our screen?
Tim Burton went to the original Batman. I thought the original Batman was gray and blue and
No, you know what I mean. Not that. Justin.
Tim Burton's Batman wasn't original. Well, he was an original Batman. I don't remember a black suited Batman until Tim Burton brought his
The
out.
comics. You know what I'm talking about, young man.
I like Adam West. Adam West was my
I
favorite.
was about
excellent.
to. I was just yeah. West was
trying to
Batman.
find.
Gotta go live. This
Adam
is
West.
gold chatter going on right here.
It was weird. I I'm not a music person. I'm not a particularly musical person, but I quite like, and I was listening to they played the theme to that, and also the music for that moving poster thing, and when it subtly goes into the John Williams theme. But there's one bit in when that track, I thought for a second he was going to break into Star Wars. I thought, well, actually, it's John Williams. But then I think it's the bit where they cut to Lex Luthor, and I'm thinking, I know that tune. Wait a second, that's the theme tune from Born Free.
Really?
I have this one. I have this one.
I'm not a particularly musical, but just the first few bits, just the first sort of 3 or 4 notes, it sounds to me exactly like it's going to Born Free. But
yeah, he was definitely hitting at the John Williams stuff.
Is that cover? Is that cover a riff on the Jaws?
No,
you know when Mrs. Kettner slaps because it looks like Mrs. Kettner, doesn't it? From Jaws.
Oh, it looks like Mr. Kent. It's a little mannish.
Okay.
But I mean, the whole quote there does seem very like it came from Jaws.
Yeah.
Actually, that looks like I just watched it the other day. Winter Soldier? No, Civil War, when Tony's confronted after he speaks at MIT.
Yeah.
My son is dead, and I blame you.
This guy looks like the dad from Heroes.
Oh yeah.
Heroes. With the horn-rimmed glasses or whatever they're called.
I have one major important question. If Jimmy Olsen, and if she's in it, Lana Lang ginger?
No, Jimmy Olsen's not ginger.
But he looks better than he has in the last few shows of anything.
He's the right complexion.
I was going to say because they're both supposed to be ginger.
But also, Perry White's black again in this, which I really find offensive.
They were taking the piss on Ryan about that. Every character was changed back to what they were, and Ryan's like, "Yeah."
That's what I'm saying. I find it offensive. I think black people should have their own characters and not.
Hey, Mr. Terrific. I hear he's a fan favorite. I don't know him very well, but he's in the movie.
He was in X-Men First Class.
Oh, okay.
Is Clark going to reveal his identity?
The actor, I take it, rather than the character.
It does seem that way, doesn't it? It does seem that way.
I like that we've got a heteronormative relationship, though, without a bunch of...
and also, to me, I just wanted to see Superman fly in this, and we didn't get any of that. We saw him at a blip in the sky. Do you remember... I said this in another live stream, right? Do you remember that scene in Superman 1978 where all the girls are in the office and they start screaming and Superman flies across... That is so wonderful. That shot, right? It looks so real. What do we get here? We get a monster blowing fire on a building. We got the only good thing is when he saves the girl in this.
That's a great scene, of course.
That's what I'm saying. We got nothing of Superman in this trailer.
You know what? No one's talking about that. I watched Friday Night Lights for a while here, and no one brought this up. But James Gunn is famous for killing people off. And after seeing how terrible Hawk Girl looked, and Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, who I always look at that comic like, God, he looks ridiculous. How many of these people are going to die? You think he's going to kill any of them?
Well,
I hope he kills all of them. So just
maybe the dog. Maybe he'll kill the dog too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, unfortunately, I was just before we started. I was looking up again just to make sure I wasn't remembering wrong. Crypto's the wrong breed of dog. I'm not a dog person, but that is the wrong breed of dog. Every image I've seen of Crypto in the comics is lean, longer, dope, not dope. He's
Labrador.
Labrador.
Maybe a hunter looking dog rather than a stocky, straight fur.
I mean,
he looks like a daughter's pet. He looks like your daughter's pet as opposed to a man's friend type of dog.
That costume sucks.
That looks faithful to Crypto in the comics.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
He's just gonna let. He's not gonna let
the guy that plays Jimmy Olsen.
But I also think that they've got, considering this is the first film in a new reset at the Five, I think they've got far too many guest characters in it. It's a Superman
everybody's
movie.
saying that. Yeah.
You've got half the Justice League of America in the first film. Why?
Because we've seen nothing but single Superman films with maybe one extra character in them for what, 3 decades? And now I've been wanting this like especially DC to just give us a movie and show us some more characters, and it always seems to be, the same 5 or 6 people over the last
Can I
3
counter
years.
that? Can I counter that, Justin? So
Yeah.
I'll counter that with basically, right, so they tried it. They tried to walk before they can fly, and pardon the pun, with the Justice League. So they were trying to catch up with Marvel, and it didn't work. And they're doing the same thing here, and it's not
Wrong,
gonna work.
yeah. I actually enjoyed the Snyder cut of the Justice League movie, the 4-hour-long one. I thought they gave a lot more attention to the right characters in that one. I mean, granted, he never got to realize his vision, and for some reason, Snyder, he just drops the ball in a volcano when he jumps off and he does a bad film. Like, for some reason, it goes so far down. His extremes are really good or terrible, and he can't find a middle ground. So I give that a pass, because if you didn't watch the extended cut, like Flash and Cyborg got so much more attention in the 4-hour cut, and you even got to meet the Martian Manhunter, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
Any sense of story though?
I still think these characters are going to die. I think he's going to kill off Guy Gardner. I think he's going to kill off Hawkgirl. Because if you were going to take a lineup of DC characters and just start killing them off because you want to make a statement, doesn't Guy Gardner just look ridiculous? I love Nathan Fillion.
Guy Gardner is in the TV show. They're making a Lantern TV show, so it's just a link with the TV show. So he's not going to die in this one. He's in the TV show.
Is Nathan Fillion in the TV show?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I saw someone somewhere. I was on Twitter or something posting saying that apparently that a lot of people are complaining about the wig haircut, but apparently that's actually true. All through the comics, Guy Gardner's always had a really bad haircut.
The most ridiculously drawn hair ever.
52. They're taking it from 52.
No, this is prior to 52. This was in the 80s and the 90s. He had that orange hair, bowl cut, where it looked like he was shaved on the side, and it was just like he was a beetle.
I know that one.
The Beatles, at least that's.
No, I mean I don't. I'm
I know that one.
I remember. So I watched. I remember I was reading the DC comics. I remember, for example, when you had the Green Lantern, Green Arrow run. The first time they teamed up as one of their own comics, things like that, and they had some social commentary, which weren't too badly done in there.
There you go. 90s.
Wow.
And again, I think if you're going to do that, if you're going to bring these things in, it's not Superman, it's Superman and Friends, or it's almost the Super Friends, or it's Superman and the Justice League rather than a Superman movie. Yeah.
But has James Gunn made not a weird film? Has he made a bad film?
Who knows? We'll find out.
I mean, I loved his Suicide Squad was crazy good. I thought it was crazy good.
Is that the one with the big star?
Yeah.
Thing. Oh, right.
Oh, you're missing out.
I thought it was terrible.
Which was
Personally.
one of
Guardians
the
created hair for him.
Sorry, what was
Whatever.
that, Father? What was that, Father?
I didn't care for Guardians 3.
Nor did I.
It was
very
weird. It was
Yeah.
weird, but it wasn't done poorly. It was just weird.
silly.
The
Yeah.
second one was amazing. The second one still gives me goosebumps. That's a great film.
Father, can you bring up that image of Nathan Fillion again?
That was the comic or the
The trailer. In the teaser.
oh, in the trailer. Let me see. I got to reopen that window.
No problem.
Yeah, he doesn't look good. He looks like he's too old to be playing these parts. Like, I keep thinking of him from Firefly, and he doesn't look like that anymore.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Well,
and Firefly is what, 25 years old this year?
Oh, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want to talk about
Speaking of which, I
the
saw it
biggest-
was 5 years ago today that Rise of Star.
Skywalker.
Yeah, that thing came out.
There, you're almost at it.
There he is. Oh, hello. There he is, right there.
Was he wearing an X-Men uniform?
I don't know what he's wearing.
Can I say one thing? Why does he remind me of Jarvis? I've got his name.
Looks
back.
like the guy from The
Skyfall.
Incredibles, the villain.
Well, I'll just bring up put the image in the private chat.
Okay, let me bring that up.
What?
I don't have the chat. I can't see if the screen gets any smaller.
This is what we're up against. Oh, him, the guy from James Bond.
Yeah, just reminds me of him.
He does, yeah, you're right, he does.
Well, he would have been a great Guy Gardner. He's a fantastic actor. I forgot about them.
Weird. I'm just looking at
Well,
it. What am I thinking Skyfall?
Do you remember? Do you remember in Skyfall when he touches James Bond's legs?
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, Mr. Bond." I'm like, "Oh, for God's sakes, what's
Oh, his
going on?" with
character
James
is gay
Bond?
in the show.
What
This
is
one I'm
going
thinking
on?
of.
Yeah, his character is gay in that.
Ah.
In that
Yeah.
James Bond. Like for real.
Well, I kind of tend to agree with Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory that Nathan Fillion would have been a much better Green Lantern than Ryan Reynolds. Was it Ryan Reynolds? Whichever one it was. It was the
Ryan
Hal
Reynolds.
Oh,
Jordan.
Ryan Reynolds has apologised for it so many times.
No. I'm saying, I mean, it's not necessarily his fault, but I think I agree that as soon as he said that in even on TV show, I thought, you know, yeah, I could see Nathan Fillion as Hal Jordan.
Yeah, he'd be a great Hal Jordan, but he's not going to get to play that, which is why
Too
he's
old.
to die.
He's too old, isn't he? He's too old.
Well,
It's a
Hal
shame.
Jordan going to become the
What was
Spectre
the
for-
origin? Where did Guy Gardner come from?
Don't
Because
know.
he came after Hal, right? He was a new character.
I think he was a baddie, was he, or something like that? I don't know. I never read it.
I can't remember. It's a long time since I read them because I think he came after Hal, and I think then came John Stewart.
Yeah, I don't know much of the Green Lantern.
No,
And then
I
you
don't
figure
know.
out the Green Lantern Corps.
I was going to say Nathan Fillion did voice Hal Jordan in 2 of the DC animations, Green Lantern, Emerald Knights, and Justice League Doom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's done a bit of voice talent. He's really good.
Yeah.
I was a huge Destiny fan for a long time. He was the voice of Kate Six in Destiny.
Is he not in the Rookie anymore? Or is that show finished?
I think it's over.
Oh, is
Only
it?
the old clips.
Yeah,
Okay.
I stopped watching that. I dipped out after about season 3. I thought, oh no,
What was that one where he was the writer and he teamed up with the detective? What was that
Castle.
one called? Castle.
Castle.
Watched a few of them. They were okay.
They were
Buffy the
actually,
Vampire Slayer.
yep.
Of course,
Castle
yeah.
was actually based on a series of detective novels about a writer. You know, in fact, come to think of it, you could almost say it was almost the male Jessica Fletcher.
Well, you know, he had the normal where the woman was the one that kicked ass and had a gun and all
Yeah.
that, and he was just a writer that tagged
Yeah.
along and
Yeah.
you know, solved a
I
bit of
think
cases.
So Mega Geek hated that show.
No, I actually liked it. I thought it was all right. I fancied the girl in it. I thought the girl was quite gorgeous, actually. And I heard that they didn't get along towards the end, and that's why the show stopped or something.
It
I can't
stopped
remember.
because she didn't want
Yeah.
to come back.
Right, okay.
There is a conceit that there are actually, I think last time I looked, and I've actually gone to read them, 4 actual published crime novels by Richard Castle,
Okay.
i.e. the character of Castle. And I'm not sure. I don't know if they're written by the guy that created Castle, but there are literally actual full-on, but with the character that Castle is supposed to write in the series. They've actually been written up
You know,
as actual bot novels. So it's
The show I really liked was The Mentalist. I watched
Yeah.
every season of that. And I thought,
I get
Mine was Bones.
Bones, you like Bones?
Oh, yeah, I watched that entire thing probably 3 or 4 times when it used to syndicate 2 episodes a day.
What is this,
It's about-
Father?
It's a British show.
Oh no, can't stand
Oh,
British
Bermuda's
shows.
getting a bat.
It's actually a remake of a Belgian
I was
show.
going to say, Belgium, yeah.
Really?
Is that what we're doing now?
I've seen an episode too. I've enjoyed it.
Really? Is this a new thing? Is this a new one?
No, let me see.
This is who's
Father
this
Miller
actor
doesn't
here?
watch
Well,
anything new.
define new. I mean, it's 2021.
Okay, so it's new. So that's what we're calling new. Who's the actor?
But
'Cause
the
he's
British version's from
That's Ben
20.
Miller.
Ben
T.I.
Miller,
Paul.
of course. Yeah.
Famous from
No relation.
Miller.
This is what happened after Richard Paul faked his death in the Caribbean. He moved to Belgium and became Professor T.
I mean, Britain has made some good shows. So they've
Yeah.
made some really good shows, but majority of them always have the same thing that really bores me to tears: is that their dialogue is so pedestrian. You know, there's no character driven. It's all about getting the story across and stuff like that. So
Well,
I don't know.
the only things I watch, I think, at all that British TV produces these days The only thing I'm looking forward to at all actually is Death in Paradise and Beyond Paradise. Not Beyond Paradise. Yeah, Beyond Paradise.
Spin-off.
The
That
spin-off.
spin-off. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I quite
About
like
the Backstorm, which was a remake of a Netherlands, I think.
I don't even know what this is. What's
No,
this?
This is Dwight from The Office.
Oh,
He's a
I mean,
detective.
it's the usual trope then. Brilliant detective, but he's a dick,
Total
basically.
Offensive individual.
Yeah. It's like, what is it? House. House was a brilliant surgeon or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
He
But
was
he was a
mean to
bit of a
people.
dick, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't mean. He was just a dick. That's basically.
I actually played some Blackadder in class yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
We had our
Which one?
final, and after that, I did the Mr. Bean nativity scene.
Oh, that was hilarious.
And then I
Yeah,
just
it was
played a
good.
little bit of Blackadder, and I'm like, who has heard of House? They didn't know he was British.
Oh, what more?
Yeah, you're British, yeah, House.
You talking about Blackadder Goes Forth?
Oh, yeah.
I always see that clip
What?
of him doing the famous "My name is John Paul," and they drop something for his last name, and they have like a whole skit. That's a long when he was much younger.
Well, it's not only Hugh Lloyd. There's also Tim McInnery. Because
Yeah.
I was watching. Was it? Oh, it was Little Platoon. I think was doing a review of Gladiator 2, and Tim McInnery is in that. Apparently, he's in that as a senator.
Oh, there you go.
And Little Platoon was calling him Lord Percy, Senator Percy Percy.
Oh,
Because- But he looks so different.
I just think of him as Captain Darling.
But he suffers from that thing where he loses his hair, doesn't he? And
Yeah.
he wears a hairpiece in House, but he's not ashamed of not wearing a hairpiece in certain things
But
and
then
stuff.
you
so.
think about you look at Tim McInnery is also the guy. Well, you look Lord Percy Percy and Captain Darling are the same guy who created the Ood.
Yes.
That is also Tim McInnery, and they look so different.
It became a sex symbol when he became House in the States. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
weird.
yeah,
You
yeah.
think about it, it's weird. Yeah.
Then trying to do his duty under difficult circumstances.
Nonsense! He's a hound and a rotter, and he's going to be shot. However, before we proceed to the formality of sentencing the deceased, I mean the defendant.
That's hilarious.
I like what was that episode? Rick Mayall's Lord Flashheart.
Flashheart. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. But and they even had the same actors.
Blackadder?
Huh?
Have you seen Blackadder before?
No.
You have to.
It is very funny.
They even had the same actress came back to play
Yeah.
the
Bob.
World War One Bob. as
What,
played
Ike
Bob
Edmondson?
too.
I
Yeah.
only had time for one show Wednesday, and I had to watch Skeleton Crew.
Oh,
So I gave one of our
no.
teachers I gave one of our teachers the box set of Fawlty Towers. He's going to watch it over the break.
40 Towers is funny. Very, very funny. I mean, I guess that for the young ones today, they won't get the humor,
Oh,
maybe.
Lord.
Watch out for the car and the tree branch.
Brilliant.
Just remember, whatever you do,
Absolutely
don't
brilliant.
mention Zivor.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff. And again, I'd say this is the only show that never had a time limit. So
Yeah.
a couple of episodes of 40 Towers is 40 minutes, one is 30, another is was it 25? Do you know what I mean? So he had full reign over his show.
I am
John
surprised he
Cleese.
didn't tear his hair out through that.
Yeah. You see this scene here, Justin? His car stopped working, so he gave it a thrashing with a
Yeah, let me
with a
bring up
branch
the,
of a
Sounds
tree.
like-
It's absolutely hilarious.
Okay, let me bring that.
Was
That's
I
a 40s
still
car.
I can relate to these events.
You vicious bastard! Come on!
Clem.
Oh my God! I'm warning you, if you don't start, I'll count to three. One,
careful.
2, 3, right! That's it!
Might as well get the chest in here.
Fighting on just once too often. Right. Well,
Yeah, I thought that was John Cleese.
It is.
I know. I was like, I thought it was like John Cleese.
Time again. Right. Well, this is it. I'm going to give you a damn good thrashing.
John Cleese is my absolute
Because there's nobody in the street. Nobody.
Oh. I still think though that for me, Blackadder goes fourth.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a personal thing, and I can understand a lot of people wouldn't agree with me. Blackadder fourth has ties with, for different reasons, ties with the full season, oddly enough, again, of Blake 7 for the best final scenes.
I still get goosebumps.
Colin,
yeah.
How did World War One start?
World War One.
I know that. I know what you're going to say. No, it started because
Certain person died.
No. There's a way for I can't remember how he puts it because I keep flipping between that and the because was it a hungry duke
Shot
an ostrich.
Okay, he's a hungry.
That's the last episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the ostrich died for nothing.
You know what, right? What's funny about the British shows is that they always seem to want to kill off the main characters or the main. On the last episode, like for instance, One Foot in the Grave, they killed Victor Meldrew off in the last episode.
Okay,
like, why did they
spoiler.
do that? Yeah. Oh, come on. I mean, this is a
yes, I
spoiler,
know.
so
I
mean,
didn't. They only just got the recent seasons on.
And again, Blackadder died in every season.
Yeah,
this has been 20 years, isn't it?
Ian,
What?
I've got to
Yeah,
say,
go on.
this was a fitting, perfect ending for the last episode of Blackadder Goes
It
Forward.
was, yeah. But it seems like British people love doing that. British drama writers, they love
Here we
doing
go.
it.
No. Leave.
Oh, I remember this.
Remember the Falklands, Gov? Indeed, I do. I made a fortune.
Can I say his name? Can I say his name?
Luke Mail.
No, Alan.
Oh, you got to be careful how you say that.
Yeah.
Alan Bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Bastard.
Bastard.
yeah.
Justin, you got another show you got to watch. The New Statesman or the Young Statesman. Is it young or the new?
The New Statesman.
New Statesman.
Yeah, and look what it turned out today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were we?
What, British shows?
You could go back to Superman.
Yeah.
Oh God, no. I've said all I could say.
Oh wait,
Superman.
have you guys
He's
seen
got
the
a
trailer
fool.
for the women's military corps that deliver the mail that's on Netflix? The all
No.
African American Women's Corps.
No,
They deliver the
good?
mail. Very exciting.
delivered the mail. Okay.
It's about the they deliver the mail.
Anybody seen the trailer for the Karate Kid?
Yeah, I
that
don't
looks
really
good.
care.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
Good trailer.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
you
was
might have-
good.
What, I mean, you mean you might have something positive to say on Sunday night, Ian?
No, I'm
grief.
always positive, but when something reeks of badness, I have to point it out. I mean, you
Yeah.
guys couldn't even see any of that stuff I pointed out. You're just
No,
like,
I
oh,
take
Superman,
offense to that.
Superman,
Just waiting for it to come.
Superman.
I'm just
One
Hey,
One person was crying. I saw one trailer where a guy was like, "Oh, he's back." He's like, "No, he's
Oh.
not
Well,
back."
Ian,
What are you
how's
talking
this-
about?
Terrible.
That's this
I hate those
something.
people.
You got 5 days to new Who.
Oh God, no!
No,
There
we
is no
haven't.
such thing as New Who.
Yeah.
It doesn't
No,
exist.
I have a comment about Doctor Who because I'm in the comic industry. We always get previews of products that are coming. So there's a whole bunch of T-shirts coming out. And I was like, "Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good." And it's like it all. If you look really closely, it's all about the new Doctor.
Yeah.
Like there's a shirt. Who's the Secret Service force in Doctor Who that like knows about Doctor
Unit.
Who?
Unit.
Unit. They had a unit shirt, but then it said something about the new Doctor, like whatever 15th Doctor this is.
The top secret military organization that has moved the Avengers Tower to London, apparently.
Yeah, because I remember seeing that when I was watching the Tenet episodes. I still haven't passed Tenet yet, so
Yeah. Well, don't watch the 3 on the 60th anniversary because it'll make you hate Tennant. Because now I can't stand Tennant.
I watched the first Jodie Whittaker episode when it came out. 'Cause I wanted to form my own opinion, and I was like, okay, I can see how she has the energy of a rabid rabbit mixed with David Tennant, but I felt no affection towards the character, and like anybody else, it wasn't Doctor Who.
Of course it wasn't.
Doctor Who is Doctor Who. It's not a
I'd
chick.
like to know, how did we go from Rose Tyler, Martha, Amy to this?
Exactly.
Body positivity.
But also, look at this, right? Then look at the Superman trailer. There are connections between this and the Superman trailer. They want to basically take away the beauty of people. That's what Hollywood's all about. And the BBC. I don't like them. I really don't.
But
it's terrible what they're doing.
The same way, Father, that we went from David Tennant 1 and Matt Smith and acting-wise Peter Capaldi to Jodie Whittaker and Ncuti Gatwa.
Well,
which is why there has been no Doctor Who since Peter Capaldi started.
I will just show the one part of the Smith era I did not care for, and I'm bringing it up right now.
Yeah.
I did not care for the Pater Noster gang.
Nor did I, because they amounted to nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's between that plus, I mean, they did have the lesbian relationship, and
exactly
I mean,
that too.
I quite like them on, and Ian's going to ignore the fact that this even exists, but I quite like them on Big Finish, because it's by far my favorite. It's still got all the faults it had, but because it was structured over back when they first started doing this, when Big Finish did 4 actual stories in a box set, etc. They did the story of, so you didn't have to remind you every appearance they made that the 2 women are lesbians and that they're now in a same-sex cross-species marriage, etc. They didn't have all that so much there, so there was more time to actually develop stories.
Well, well, I was going to say, speaking of David Tennant, I shared this with Ian the other day.
Okay, here I got it.
Dun, dun, dun. Does look like him though.
Yeah,
Yeah. I look, David Tennant. I don't like him anymore. He's talking a load of old rubbish because his I think his daughter is trans, whatever. That's why he's all over
that's what he
trans
says.
rubbish. So he can just kiss my bum now. Do you know what I mean? So seriously, talking a load of old rubbish, isn't he? So
he's saying you'll have to go through me first, so I could go through you, and trust me, I'm not in any sort of condition.
Oh, very nice.
Spider-Man.
Something positive. I bought a collection and took in like random things, and I think photo covers are becoming the huge thing. Sorry, I don't want to what they call Bogart the conversation.
She was too old to play Gwen, wasn't she?
Speaking of lesbian.
Oh, here we go.
Now I wanted to show this to Father Miller because
hold on. Sorry.
Okay, take your time. X-Men Gold came out years ago, and there was a huge controversy because the artist put a verse from the Quran on Colossus's shirt he was wearing when they were playing baseball, and it ended up being something about "Thou shalt not suffer a Jew to live." Like, it was a really bad verse. The guy got fired. The book got recalled. I have 5 copies, but I was just, even though they sent Kate on a date with a girl in the last book I read, but they've got her on the cover with the menorah celebrating her Jewish heritage. And I was like, you know what? Props that they did that. I'm glad that they did, recognize something religious.
Who's that?
That is
she made an impact.
Is that the Jewish?
Kitty Pryde. Good grief.
What?
I can tell you a story about where my brain has gone.
Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, Kitty Pryde from the X-Men.
Where's Lockheed?
Shadowcat.
Where's Lockheed? If you got Kitty Pryde, where's Lockheed?
I think he's the dish on the left.
Isn't Kitty Pryde a man now?
Yeah.
No, she's just dating a chick.
They did. There was, I think, I remember there was an old X-Men New Mutants where they're fighting Dracula, and they did and I think they did it really well because they did it and they did the standard hammer thing, and Kitty Pryde comes out and she grabs she does the full on Peter Cushing grabs two things, crosses, says, "Go vampire," gives cross to Dracula. Dracula turns around and says, basically, "Don't work, you're Jewish."
Hey, wow.
Because Kitty
which doesn't make any. That's bad writing. That's bad writing. It's not about what religion you follow.
No. The thing is that it does work because the way it works is he does that and he says it doesn't work because Kitty's Jewish. But Kurt Wagner then teleports in, grabs says, "Then you're stuffed because I believe in." He does, and of course he is a Catholic, and he does believe. Nightcrawler in the comics is not only Christian, he's a Catholic. So because it's focusing his faith through the religious symbol that he believes in, that does work. And as a scene and a thing, I think it worked really well because it was just this lovely little thing that he always did. Is makes you think, Hammer especially always does this. But what if you're not a Christian? What if the cross doesn't mean anything to you as a holy symbol?
Then you die.
Yeah, but if that's what you're using against the vampire, you something supernatural. If it works on belief, etc., which presumably it does. Right? I thought that.
Well, it really all depends on the writer. Like the book series I read, they explain it that it's not like Harry faces vampires in the Dresden Files, and he ends up fending him off with his pentacle that he wears around his neck because it's a symbol of his magic. So he has faith in that. But I just want to show you that the comic industry is not all left. I got these in today.
Yeah, I saw that. Who printed that?
Granted, these are like the United States Comic Company. Like these were made by our government.
I do like the Dresden Files though. I love the show. Thought the show was really good. It's a shame they cancelled it.
It's
just nowhere near as good as the books. I'll be on this all day.
How much are the comics?
So okay, I don't have the price in front of me. I'm sure they're like a standard $5 book. But these, even though I got these through Diamond Comics distributors, they were not put into their order book. They were made available through like we do with order codes. Oh. They were made available for order, but they didn't put them in their preview magazine. So I just
put one aside for me. I'd take one.
I'm going to be ordering more because I ordered those for me, but I'll have one for you. I'll keep one here, and then next time we see each other, I'll make sure you get it.
Sounds good.
Same thing for Father Apple. He wanted one too, and he says sorry he couldn't make it today. He had something.
Yeah, I got a text from him.
Yeah.
I'm with both of you. I like the Dresden Files. I think I'd read one of the books, and then I saw the series and went to the books. The big difference in the books, if you're not read the books, Ian, the big difference in the books is that Bob is not Terrence Mann. Bob is a spirit in a skull.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I got to preface this conversation before it happens because you got to know where I'm coming. I didn't read books growing up.
Oh, okay.
I could not read a novel and retain what I read, which is
same thing with me as well.
So. Playing Xbox for years with a good friend of mine. For 2 years, I played with him, met online. He's one of my best friends now. He spent 2 years trying to get me into this series. He's like, you got to check out the audiobooks because the audiobooks are read by James Marsters, who I believe was in Buffy.
Spike.
Yeah. So he reads the audiobooks, and he's trying to get me into them for years. And then finally, we're playing one night. We go through a portal, and I do my Eastern European accent. I go, "We're going through," as we go. I do a black hole quote because I love the black hole.
Yeah.
And my friend says to me, they quote that exact same thing in the book. That same quote. I see you're telling me Jim Butcher is quoting the black hole in his series of novels. I'll check it out. And I'm going on listening to the audiobooks. There's 18 standard books. There's two anthologies. There's 2 or 3 short ones he did in other anthologies. Plus his website has microfictions that are like 1-page long add-on stories. I have started my 10th listening to all 20 books in 2 years. I cannot stop. And I'm meeting him. He's coming to Chicago in April on my birthday next year. Wow. So I am like locked in. I'm going to freak the guy out.
I think there's one book I haven't read.
Do you know what's interesting about the Dresden Files? He's a wizard and his name is Harry.
Yeah, came out now before Harry Potter showed up. He created.
Absolutely.
Archer, what book haven't you read?
It's the one that I know I haven't read. I haven't read the one where I know at least one thing that happens in it is that I think it's the last one in the series, because I know it's the one where a particular major character actually dies.
Yes, I
know
cried. When that moment happened, I cried. I picked up my phone. I texted my friend. I said, F you and F Jim Butcher.
I don't think you said.
And he goes,
I think you said more than just those two letters.
I did, but I'm being nice. And it was funny because he texted me back. He goes, I know exactly where you're at, and I'm sorry I did this to you. And that was his response. And I cried. I cried listening to James read that stuff because he was crying.
Is that the last one where the big?
Yes, the new book is supposed to come next year, but that was called Battleground.
There is, I think, there is still a dent in my bedroom wall about 6 inches to the right of my windows.
I know someone who hasn't read the last two because he heard about what happens.
But there's a dent in my wall, which explains why I haven't seen any of the Mission Impossible movies, because the dent in the wall is where I read the novelization, got to the reveal, swore and threw the book across the room.
Didn't know the book could make a dent in the wall.
Yeah,
it can when you're pissed because I was that they made Jim Phelps the bad guy.
No, it must be very good.
I got to that.
I gotta get your reviews on this. I found this the other day. And it just was thinking of the video Ian sent me with the Doctor Who AI thing.
Oh God, yeah.
I'd like to see what you guys think of this.
From the people who brought you generic sitcoms comes a relatively new show with all your wacky favorite characters living under one roof.
Next time, just don't slap anyone. 1 + 1 is not a VIP ticket.
I get it.
And that is how you turn water into wine. I told you it's not ticking.
Did you need spoiler?
Yeah. I'm Doug. I could help. Life is so beautiful. I love you, Sasquatch.
I'm not giving you my fried chicken.
Drop it.
I hate you so much. You better get your shit and leave right now.
Oh, sorry, son.
These relatives tonight. They're a funky bunch. Always keep it tight. We slap things, moving, and shaking.
Geht was? Schon mal Mikro.
You know, they're a crew. Always up to chicken.
What the?
That smells good.
Einstein is busting it loose.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Amazing what they can do, isn't it, today?
I would hate to see your feed as you're scrolling. Come across these videos.
But it's amazing what they can do, though.
It is.
AI, isn't it? It's incredible what they can do.
Well, it's amazing.
Well, I got the one. Let's see if I can get. Hold on. I got the last minute of the trailer you sent me queued up.
My daughters found that at a con for me, Jim.
Oh, wow.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let's me just play this real quick.
Giving men exactly what they want.
Oh, yeah.
Meet the Doctor's latest companion, Joy. For timeless beauty, when you can have someone who knows how to keep the Christmas dinner table empty. And because viewing figures are sliding faster than a Dalek on a soapy slope, we've doubled down with not just one Doctor, but multiple. That's right. Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor will be joined by others, because nothing saves a sinking ship like throwing more sailors on board. Prepare for a multiversal extravaganza of pumpkin spice lattes, awkward one-liners, and moral lessons delivered with a dollop of CGI glitter. So, this Christmas, gather round as we bring you Dr. Woke's Christmas special, Joy to the World. The festive extravaganza everyone will absolutely enjoy, whether you like it or not. Because if there's one thing we know, it's how to tell you what to think, with just the right amount of tinsel. From all of us here at this totally unproblematic corporation, Merry Christmas. Sorry, I meant Happy Holidays. Enjoy the special. We're sure it'll change your life. or at least make you question it, we hope.
I don't know if it's supposed to, but I'm sure several of the different AI shooters remind me of other. I'm sure was one of them I thought was supposed to be Captain African American. What's the actor's name?
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. It looked very much like him facially.
Yeah.
I hope that's
kind of
not
bad for him. He's a great actor, and they just kind of pooped all over him with this Black and American.
They did indeed.
I like them as the Falcon. Why can't he just be the Falcon?
Yeah.
That's my point exactly.
Yeah. They're gonna bring, they're gonna bring Chris Evans back in this movie. He's gonna be in there.
Why?
Because they'll put
He's Nomad in it.
And Taylor Swift will be there too, because they got to bring people in from the theater.
Taylor Swift. I no idea what people see in her. She's so ordinary. I just don't understand what people see.
Well, she's been writing music for 20 plus years and selling millions and millions and millions of records. I mean, she's the writer of her own music. So I mean, if you don't like her music, that's fine. But as as a creative, you got to respect her talent.
No, I do.
At least she's been more successful than Justin Bieber.
Well, that's
probably more
something I guess
than Michael Jackson at this point. I'd like to see the numbers, adjusted numbers, but I mean, there's a point where you have to acknowledge that. I mean, if you don't,
but the thing that's interesting is my students this year. I don't think any of them were alive when Michael Jackson died.
Oh yeah, that was.
I'd be interested in seeing how many of them would know or be able to list how many songs he sang.
I feel so old since you've said that.
He's had like some good albums, but once he did Off the Wall, Thriller, and then Bad, there wasn't much else that makes me go, oh yeah, that was a great album that he had. Because I don't remember how many albums Michael Jackson did, but it didn't seem like he had more than 4 or 5 that were insanely popular.
Yeah, there was I think 3. The 3 that you mentioned are the best ones that he's done. Yeah.
His first album before Thriller, I like that one. I like the early disco stuff.
Off the Wall. Yeah.
Ian,
Thriller.
You might not remember, Alex. But do you remember the
what's that?
Thriller rip-off that
Weird Al Yankovic?
Yeah.
No. Lenny Henry did.
Yeah.
They actually do it in reverse, and it starts off as a werewolf, and he turns back into Michael Jackson at the end.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah,
it's much scarier nowadays.
Yeah, that's
there we go.
Oh yeah, Michael Jackson. I was okay with the werewolf, but oh no.
I remember, of course, that when he passed away, there was a joke going around. Of course, he passed away that the same day.
Brilliant. That's hilarious.
He passed away, of course.
Okay, let me put a little bit of the sound on.
The thing is, though, that's how big Michael Jackson was.
Yeah.
And everybody was just copying him. Even in Beverly Hills Cop, they had a pop at Michael, didn't they? At one point, so he was huge, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, some guy was wearing the jacket. And
yeah, that was hilarious. That bit was laughing.
You're gonna turn into a werecow?
I have no idea.
I'd be interested to know if that actually is Hindi or whatever.
I like Vincent Price in Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Yeah, it's his voice.
Yeah, and he took a lump payment versus the royalties. I remember reading.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but he used to have his own cook show. Would you believe, Vincent Price?
Yes.
Wow. That's
Michael
crazy,
Jackson had a
right?
cooking show.
No.
No. Vincent Price had his own cooking show.
Oh yeah, Vincent Price.
Yeah, not Michael Jackson.
No, it's funny because that song "Thriller" is. I think it's the weakest one on the album. I didn't think it was that great of a song. He's got, Billie Jean was great on that, and there was 2 other ones that were good.
Yeah.
I thought
It's the video.
It's a Halloween song. You don't hear it on the radio every day. You just hear it during Halloween.
Yeah, but it's the video that made that song powerful, didn't it?
Yeah,
The video.
That was big. It was like a mini movie.
Yeah, but Justin, did you know it was the same director who done American Werewolf in London?
Yeah.
I did not know that, but it makes a lot of sense because the effects looked very similar.
John Landis, did it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember my dad would bring home those movies and they would scare the living bejesus out of me. So I left the room, but I hated that video because when he turned into a werewolf, it scared the heck out of me. I hated it.
Are you talking about the film or Michael Jackson's video?
Not in a funny way. I did not like horror, scary things. Like I was a big wimp growing up, big one, and I just couldn't handle the scary stuff. And so I hated that song.
What is it about American Werewolf in London? Was it supposed to be a comedy horror or just a horror?
No, it was a comedy horror.
It was a comedy horror.
But it was like a breakthrough, right? Like that was a big deal when it came to special effects. I remember hearing about that. My dad would say to me, if you showed this movie to someone 30 years ago, they'd probably have a heart attack and die. And I was like,
But they got beaten to the punch, didn't they, by The Howling? But nobody watched The Howling, and it was
that was the other one I used to scare. My dad would watch all that stuff.
Well, are you familiar with this one?
No.
Remedy of Terrors? No.
Hold on.
British.
Hold on. Take that. Go back down to the bottom again, there, Father.
He would.
Rhubarb the cat.
Yep.
It's actually a good movie.
If Custard is in it as well, I'm going to start singing a Rhubarb theme tune.
It's in the Rhubarb trailer.
The one. Yes.
Yeah, I think Michael Jackson was incredibly talented, but he was very unstable in his head, wasn't he? Let's face it. Very.
Really, their book could be written about upbringing. That explains a lot.
And they made a film of Michael Jackson, and it's like his nephew playing Michael.
Yes,
Jackson.
That's correct.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. That's going to be incredibly biased, isn't it? The film? So it's not going to tell the full truth.
All I said is American Werewolf had one major advantage over Thriller. Thriller didn't have Jenny Agutter in the nursery.
I would say.
There we go. Let's take a quick look at this clip. Let's find his part.
Is this a comedy?
Yeah, it's a comedy horror. I thought it was
beautiful.
I wouldn't watch this film, even if you paid me.
Actually, I mean, okay, it's not the best clip, but I mean, it has Basil Rathbone, it has Vincent Price, Peter Lorre.
A heck of a cast, isn't it?
Yeah, but they made some terrible films in their time. All of them. And this is probably one of them.
is that one of those anthologies, Father?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
There's one film, I don't know if you can show this. I'm going to show it in private chat, but
Okay,
it's
hold on.
started in an old film with Kenny Everett.
I remember that one.
I think Ian knows.
Yeah, I remember that one. It wasn't very good at all.
I could probably show it without the sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
While you're doing that, I got to look for the other clip I was looking for.
What's this?
I don't think this company's going to come back and hit you if you play the sound.
No, it's it's hard to get these days anyway.
Vincent Price.
Is he younger or older in this? He looks older.
He's older.
He looks
He's
older.
Yeah, but the thing is, his followers are completely out of it.
When he got older, he did a lot of rubbish movies, just for the money.
He done one with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing.
Yeah.
Edward Scissorhands was the last thing I saw him in. I think that was one of his last films.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Did he play Dr. Phibes? Anybody?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
he did.
He did. Yes. Well, the weird thing was he did a lot of what I found was quite intriguing was that he did quite a few of the Roger Corman ones that were
he did
theoretically Edgar Allan Poe.
The plaque on the wall is killing me, by the way.
He was in an episode of Columbo, and he was just a guest star in it. He wasn't one of the major players. That just goes to show he was like really needed the money. Do you know what I mean? So.
He guest starred in a lot of stuff.
Okay, I found the clip I wanted to show. So I'm gonna
you look at a lot of the Edgar Allan Poe films. They
murdering slippers.
They could just as easily have been H.P. Lovecraft. They could have just a lot of them are Cthulhu.
Ian, here you go.
All right, so
business, the receipts of which he used to cram this house with monstrosities.
If
Yeah.
my father chose to spend his hard-earned profits on the collection of curious objects, that
He
was
did
his
more
business,
than
wasn't it?
collect curious objects, madam. He also fathered one.
I despise you!
Big burn.
Yeah, big burn.
He was really good at playing the gradually going nuts characters as well, wasn't he?
It's a shame, really, because those actors were, we look back at them now, and they're really good actors.
Yeah.
And even Peter Lorre is a great actor, but towards the end of their career, it was obvious that nobody wanted them anymore, and they ended up in films like that. And it's just really heartbreaking, really, because we look back at these characters and these actors, and they've been in classic movies, haven't they? And I look back and I think, they were good.
Vincent Price was the slave overseer in Ten Commandments.
I mean, that's why Tim Burton went to Vincent Price, because he adored Vincent Price, didn't he, in horror films and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but is it safe to assume that he did these things because he needed the money, or maybe
Yes.
he just didn't want to do full production things because
no, he had actually admitted it, that he did it for the money.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so-
I didn't know that. Poor
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
So I got to start wrapping up. I haven't had dinner yet, and I know it's late for you guys.
You haven't had dinner yet?
Yeah.
It's about 6:30 in the
here.
Midwest.
Ah, okay. So it's 12:30 here in the night.
That's what I figured. It's a little late, so I'm really grateful you were able to join. I didn't
That's all right.
know if you were able to be up this late.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're grown ups. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got my
Yeah,
mum going, you have to go to bed at
I've
7:30.
got to get up for another 9.5 hours, 10 hours. So
We'll put an asterisk next to the word grown-ups.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's really,
no, we've grown ups. We're not adults. We've grown ups.
yeah, we're grown ups.
Yara's in the chat with Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry
Yes.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Merry
Yes,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when you're walking down the road and you wish someone a Merry Christmas, always use those words, Merry Christmas. Never use Xmas or Happy
think I said it.
Holidays.
25, 30 times in the store today because our clientele is usually in once a week. So now we're into, and we always Merry Christmas because it's
Merry
Merry Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
Christmas, man. Yeah.
So anything to plug before we head out?
Yeah, watch my trailer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Looked like a gold trailer.
Yeah.
Sub.
Did you see you got a mention on Dave Cullum?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
somebody told
good.
me.
Yeah, Dave Cullum
somebody
gave
told
me.
me. Yeah, he was nice. He's been nice.
It was
to me.
nice about it. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's very nice. I'm trying to get Gary to say something about it, but he's not. I sent him an email, but he didn't acknowledge it or anything like that.
Let father
So-
do it and guilt trip him into.
Yeah,
So-
Father, tell him.
Yeah, but Gary doesn't
I was
always
gonna
answer my DMs.
I know. So I'm saying
You
he's got-
can super chat during his show, and then it'll be up on the.
No,
page.
I don't have that money. I haven't super chatted in probably 2 years. I can't afford it.
I
Yeah.
think I might have to do a super chat and remind him that I sent him
Because I was
an
watching, Az the other day, and it said your name. Oh, it was just mentioned how long people have been members. I think that's what it was.
Oh, he mentioned
Oh.
me.
Yeah, I was watching the show, and he was going through all the super chats, but he was also announcing how many people have been members of the channel for how long, and he came up as like 27 months or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've
Yeah,
never
well,
met him.
I've been a member of Gary's channel for probably 6 years now.
Same here.
I have
Same
4
here.
kids paying off college, so
Mm.
So,
they can keep their money. I'll keep my money. Maybe someday when
anyway,
everybody's gone, I'll start contributing.
Archer or the Count, anything to plug?
Yes, I've got something to share in private chat because
Oh, let me see.
He's returning on the 6th of January, but
Oh,
this is all I can show you.
Oh, hold on.
is that with PJ?
No.
Doing it
No.
with PJ? No.
Well, PJ, 25th, we're doing Let's Talk Geeky again.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah, I love PJ. I think PJ's brilliant. So
I hope he's
might try
doing
and
good.
squeeze my way into that one.
Count?
Yeah, it was just promoting the clip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, 6th of
Want me
January
to just grab
returning, but
that?
this is all I can show you.
Okay.
But there's no set, but there is sound to it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So,
Because Colin's seen it, but I'll show you after the show quickly if you want.
okay. Well, with that, I got to wrap up. I will be able to go live next Friday because I have nothing else going on.
You say that now, Father.
No, it's out. I got my grades in. My grades are in. The Holy Day obligations are going to be done. No more confessions. I'm free next Friday.
Of course you will.
Yeah, but it's going to be Christmas next week, so
I'm not going back to home, so
I'd just like to say a Merry Christmas to everyone here. That's all right.
yeah, thank you.
Merry Christmas.
All right, Merry Christmas,
So,
everybody.
with that, we'll wrap it up. Again, as Ian said, Merry Christmas to everybody. We'll see you guys next week.
Take it
And
easy.
we're hitting the
Ta-da.